My name is Perez. I'm a recent graduate from the University of Texas El Paso. I majored in mechanical engineering. Throughout my college journey, I served as president of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, and I also served as officer for the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. I'm proudly of Mexican heritage. My dad was born in a Mexican municipality in Chihuahua, and my mom was born here in El Paso, but she was raised her whole life in Juarez. But I pretty much grew up in that Hispanic Mexican environment, listening to Mexican music, eating Mexican food, and that's something that kind of defines my character, and that's something that I'm looking to keep my entire life. And coming into college, that's one of the things that I also wanted to continue, is being a strong advocate for Hispanics in STEM. One of the things that I did to be able to get that first internship is that I got involved, is that I went to absolutely all of the organization events that I could. I went to all these company tech talks, and through these tech talks and info sessions, I was able to get exposure to what an internship was. And then I talked to this one individual, and he told me to go to a career fair. And I asked him, well, what's a career fair? And he just told me, this is a place where you go and you bring a bunch of resumes, you dress up in a suit and tie, and talk to all these representatives in an attempt to get an opportunity with them. And once I went to the career fair, I spoke to all these company individuals, and I pretty much told them, what, I'm a freshman. I know that I don't have a lot to offer, but what can I do right now to set myself apart in the future? And they told me, what, Mario, get involved, become an officer, do technical projects, try to get an internship, just do as much as you can to kind of put yourself up there, keep your GPA up. And once I kind of digested that, I was a little discouraged that, as a freshman, I wasn't able to get that opportunity, but I knew that it was still early on and there was going to be an opportunity later down the line to capitalize on that. And, I didn't let it, get to my head. So the following spring, there was a career fair, but that was more focused for local companies. It actually surprised me that not a lot of people went to this career fair to speak to these local company representatives. And I saw this one company that didn't have a lot of people there, so I went and I spoke with the representative. I gave them my resume, and I told them, what, I kind of have experience in plastics through 3D printing. And they said, well, it's not the same thing, but at the time I didn't know that, but I still showed a good attitude. And at the end of the day, I was able to get that opportunity. And little by little, the experience that I was able to get through that internship pretty much opened up the door to everything else. And once that happened, I came back the following year, and I spoke to those same recruiters, and I told them, what, I did an internship, and at the time I was also working at Walmart. So I told them, what, I worked at Walmart and I was able to balance that job and do that internship, and at the same time I kept my GPA up, and they saw that good attitude, and they remembered me from that conversation from the previous year. And that I think that was the secret charm that allowed me to get an opportunity with them. So that's kind of the story of how my first internship landed and how that led to something greater in the future. So fortunately, I was able to work in manufacturing in injection molding. And that was my first internship, but that manufacturing experience allowed me to get another manufacturing internship. Now at a larger scale company. That following summer, I went and worked for Rolls Royce. And once I already had that kind of big corporate name on my resume, that kind of facilitated the whole process of, moving somewhere else. Nothing wrong with Rolls Royce. I was able to intern at Tesla, and I also interned at Lockheed Martin, which is currently the place that I'm interning at. So really, once I was able to get that small local company, and then I got that opportunity later down the line at Rolls Royce, having that on my resume, and combined with my involvement in organizations and with my GPA, I was really able to kind of use that to my advantage. I think the best advice that I could give any college graduate is to get involved. And this may sound cliche, but it's true, because the only way that you're gonna find out about new opportunities is to go out and seek them, to try to go to as many organization events as you can, to go to these company tech talks, to go to these info sessions, learn what an internship is about and what it takes to get one. And at the same time, you try to accumulate as much technical experience as you can to kind of grow yourself in all aspects of as a professional. you don't necessarily need an internship to get that technical experience. At the same time, you can work on projects. One of the biggest things that recruiters ask for is, you know what, tell me about your project experience. So if you're able to complement that by talking about, side project that you worked on, and you can showcase your technical experience there, that's almost as equally as valuable to them as an internship. So don't get discouraged that, if you don't get an internship by your first couple of years, that you won't be able to get an opportunity later down the line, because that's simply not true. At the end of the day, companies want someone that is coachable, someone that's flexible, that is always willing to learn. And if you could show that good attitude, that goes a long way.